said she don't wanna do too much drugs. Believe me, baby, I do this shit like every day. Oh, she don't wanna.
Good, everybody. We back. Another Truthpaste. We're gonna be talking about something I've been wanting to get to, and something happened today that kind of reminded me to get to this topic. Now, where I work with a number of fabulous women. The majority of our office is mostly women, so I obviously hear a lot of female perspective. And similar to the rest of my life, my job is still one of those places where all the women feel comfortable sharing everything unedited and unfiltered around me. One of my coworkers today was talking about an argument that she had with her husband this morning. I won't get into the details, but I'll break down the conversation. And I'm going to ask this question to see how many women relate, but has your man ever used a tone with you in an argument that's made you even more upset than you were before? Like, y'all are in the middle of an argument and he says something, but it's not what he says, it's how he says it that sets you off, right? Or maybe in the middle of the argument, or probably in the beginning, he tells you, babe, calm down. Those men who understand why I'm laughing, those are the same ones who've told their women to calm down in the middle of an argument. Y'all know how it ends. Not good at all. And ladies, he tells you to calm down, and all that does is make you upset, because to you, he's basically telling you stop feeling the feelings you're feeling, right? Or by telling you that you're overreacting, he's basically telling you that you shouldn't be feeling the way you feel about this situation. You're wrong to feel those feelings, right? Fellas, here's what's great about women. If you just let them talk, they'll tell you everything you need to know about women and how confusing they are. So what do you think I did? I sat there and listened. I didn't chime in my 2 cents while these 3 women were busy talking about the struggles they have with arguments with their men. So fellas, I'm going to let you in on a secret. When you're arguing with your woman, she knows everything that she's doing wrong. She's like watching herself do it as she does it, right? Some of you may not understand, so I'll use the example that was given in the conversation so men and women, both of you, can understand how one thing leads to the other. But before I do that, ladies, let me ask you these important questions. Have you ever said something using a tone that was inappropriate in an argument? Ladies, in the middle of an argument, have you ever said something that you wish you wouldn't have said, but you said it because you emotionally were upset and you just flew off the handle? Or maybe in the middle of an argument, you told the person you don't want to talk to them and they don't talk, and then when they don't talk, you talk to them like, well, why aren't you talking to me? You ever done that? I say all of that so that what I say next makes sense as to understanding the mind of a woman in the middle of an argument and why we as men can't win. So her man said something to her this morning in a little bit of a condescending tone. I don't condone that. That's not okay. But sometimes women, you push us to that point. Fellas, the second you switch up and use an aggressive tone, your woman is going from 0 to 100 real quick. No Drake voice. It's about to go down. Let's say you didn't mean to use the tone that she heard. So you apologize. But the damage is done. She's at 100 already. You can't stop it. It's happening. And at this moment, all your apologies are doing are making her more upset, because you're just validating how fucked up the comment was that you made or the tone that you're using. Now, if we stop the argument right now at this point, us men, we're at fault for what we did and what we said. It's our fault, whatever. But your lady's not going to be done arguing with you, because now you've turned this whole thing into something much bigger than it was before. So here's what's going to happen. She's upset. You can see that she's upset. And she's probably going to say something that she's going to regret saying later, but she's just visibly upset. She can't help it. We as men see this and we do our best to stop it, because we know you're going to say something that's going to hit below the belt that has nothing to do with the argument whatsoever. Well, if you were as good at job interviews as you were at arguing with me, you would have got that job you went for, nigga. Before she said it, she thought it. And when she thought it, she knew she shouldn't say it. But something pushed her to say it. And when she said it, fuck. And usually she probably wouldn't say it until she heard you say, calm down. When you told her to calm down, the opposite is done. Fellas, you may think these chicks out here are heartless based on what they say, but they have a heart. When they get around their homegirls, the conversation is much different than what you'd think. Mind of a woman to a man doesn't make much sense. It makes as much sense as the mind of a man does to a woman. And unfortunately, we don't play by the same rules, so we can't do what it is that women do to us because that's considered unfair, right? I literally sat and listened to these women go through the motions step by step of what they do in an argument and how it breaks down. One of them acknowledged that the tone they heard was probably wrong and that they overreacted, but they somehow managed to justify it. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said anything about the job interview, but he shouldn't have talked to me like that, talking about do the dishes. That was messed up. He makes a comment about how you should do the dishes, and you make a comment about how he's not good enough to get the job he went after. Tells you maybe you should change that top because it doesn't look good. You tell him maybe he should grow a bigger dick because he can't fuck good. Good job, ladies. And fellas, as much as we want to say the things that we're thinking, we can't because we know that it's not going to end in our favor. Either she's going to become violent or she's going to completely close off, break down, and now you look like the bad guy. So either way, we're kind of fucked in this situation. Like when she makes the dick comment, we want to say it's not that my dick's too small, it's that it's like I'm fucking a coffee can. But you can't say that to women because now you're the bad guy. Fellas, ladies know that they're wrong in the argument, but they will never admit that they're wrong, ever. And it's because of that principle that I've got an idea. Fellas, I want you to listen up. Please pay attention to what I'm about to say. Too many times we let these women say whatever it is that they want, and we're supposed to just stand there and take it like we're the person to just eat shit all day, right? Deal with the ups and downs of our women emotionally. Some of us are the stability emotionally for our relationships. Some of us work in multiple jobs. We got a lot going on. Say that these women aren't doing things because there's a lot of women that are doing a lot too. But women understand that the last thing we want is the person in our corner to be talking shit to us. Fellas, we gotta stop accepting these bullshit excuses these women get. Oh, I've just had a hard day at work. That's not reason for you to talk shit to me. Oh, you're such and such at work, just being a real asshole. Well, why do you have to be an asshole to me? I'm not them. I don't work there with you. Too many of us men have been taught and programmed to be like, you know what? I'll just sit here, be considerate and understanding of my lady and all that. Nah, no more. Fellas, if your lady says something real fucked up to you, hold her ass accountable. Don't let her get away with that shit. Treat her the way she would treat you in that moment. Because you're a woman doesn't mean that you have the right to say something real fucked up because you emotionally can't keep it together. You're just so upset. Because after you make the comment that you make, I have to keep it together to not strangle your fucking ass because of that rude ass comment. On top of the day that I've already had, you make a rude ass comment. If I can keep it together and not strangle you, you can keep it together and not say some rude shit. Fellas, I'm gonna let you in on something. Don't go into the back and forth with these ladies unless you want to do it for sport. That's not the way to go about it. This is how you go about it. Next time your lady says something real fucked up to you, I want you to look at her, smile, and go, I won the argument. I want you to hit a move on her ass too. Motherfucking Tootsie Roll, Cabbage Patch, even hit that nay or something. Nigga, I don't know. Hit her with a move though. Celebrate this win. Because the only thing a woman hates more than being in an argument is knowing that she's lost the argument. And fellas, you won. Us men play by the rules that the women make. The last one to say something wins. No, the first one to fly off the handle loses. That's how we're playing the game now. If we gotta keep it together when you're saying some foul shit, you gotta keep it together when we're in the middle of an argument. That's the only way we can do it. Because, last time I checked, the away team doesn't have home field advantage. The home team always has home field advantage. I'm sure there's a couple ladies watching this now like, oh yeah, that won't work. Well, that's because right now you're emotionally settled. Wait until you're angry. Because when women are angry, they see red. They go all in. So when you're upset at that point, are you going to remember this conversation? And truth be told, fellas, it's okay to do this because these women already know that they're fucking up. They already know that they're saying rude shit. Just point it out. And it's going to be uncomfortable. She's going to try to fight back and be like, no, that's not what I'm doing. But stick with it. Point out what she's doing because she knows she's doing it. Trust me. She's going to try to convince you that you don't know what it is that she's doing, because if you know what she's doing, she has to admit that she's at fault or that she's wrong, and that's not going to happen. The moment she breaks character and says some wild shit to your ass, all that's doing is validating the point that you know what she's doing. You ladies out there doing this shit, stop. Stop doing this. All it does is break down and tear down your man. Why do you want that? Because truth be told, the reason why your man didn't get that job is because he's been with your ass for 2 years, getting his confidence knocked down a peg every day. Before he even got the interview, you've reminded him that he ain't shit. And then he didn't get the job and you just reiterated that he ain't shit. Then you gonna be mad because you with an ain't shit nigga. But he was shit before you reminded him that he ain't shit. Why would you want to tell your man that he ain't shit? Because that's not going to help him. It's not going to help you. Inability to control your emotions in a moment like that is going to destroy the fabric and foundation of that relationship if you're not careful. And fellas, as much as you don't want to hear this, we have to help these women control that because they just don't have the ability to control their emotions in moments like this. And truth be told, what we've been taught is that as men, we need to just take this on the chin and accept it for what it is. But I'm saying no more. We got to stop that. Because the longer we just sit and take this shit on the chin, the longer these women are going to continue it. So we got to point it out to them. We got to show them what they're doing. But if we point out that we know what they're doing, trust me, they're going to switch it up and stop. Because the last thing that women want is to know that we're on to them. Ladies, control your emotions. Fellas, don't let these ladies say anything to you. You don't deserve that. Brush up. Good job, B. Good job, G.